Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on administration here. We're going to sign in. We're going to look at your campaign. So right now you have a Union Gas and a duct cleaning from before, right?
Yes.
We're going to create a new one called Guelph Gas, right?
Okay.
So, and we're going to upload a list for that. So we're pretty much going to copy the same settings of these because they're already configured. So we're going to go to IVG here, okay? And then once we're here, we're going to say create a new campaign, but we're going to use the settings from Union Gas, okay? And then we're going to call it, you're going to name it Guelph Gas, okay? Like that. And you can have it so it's area code based, Guelph Gas, so you know which areas you're dialing, okay?
Yeah.
And then the campaign is associated down here, so this will create a campaign ID of 503, for example, 613, Ottawa, that's what it's going to look like, or according to whatever list you upload, okay? I'm going to choose the file. Once I choose the file, we're going to choose, right now we're going to choose your 519, this one up here, okay, the top one, okay? I'm going to click OK, and we're going to click Continue. This is going to open up this application here that you match the stuff. So we go phone, number, first name, last name, which I just populated with just basic information, and city, okay?
That's according to the list.
And that's according to the list. So that you would, this comes from the list, okay? Continue. This checks for duplicates. So we already know there's going to be no phone duplicates, but we check anyways, okay? So this is going to go through, filtering process. It says, okay, there was one duplicate. And now we're importing the data into the system, okay? So once this is complete, we will go back to the system in a second. Okay, so 29,999 leads were imported. If you go back over to here, you'll see those are the leads right there. If you go to campaign, you're going to see how it generated automatically 2. That's how I knew that you had a 226 in there.
And the 519.
Yeah, because this will take your list and automatically make a campaign based on the area code.
Okay.
Okay? Now within that list, this is how it works. If you scroll down here, you're going to see that now there's a list associated. You see that?
Yeah.
If you actually had cities and your list had more details, this would populate all the different cities. But
So
because you
it
just
says,
have...
like 12
Right.
on it instead of saying city, it actually say well.
Right. This would say, like, if you uploaded a real list, not just a number list, it would
Like a
pull...
white page list.
Yeah, exactly. Right? It would pull up more information for you. So those are campaigns. If you go to lists on the left, you'll see that those are your 2 lists now. You have a 519 list, and you have a 226 list. Okay? Right here.
Yeah.
519, 226. And if you click up here, show list, it'll show you how many are in there. Okay? So we're not going to use the 226 list right now. We're going to just use the 519 list. So currently this campaign, we're going to go to 519 campaign, is set up to dial that list. Okay? If you click on detail view, we'll go over to survey mode, and we'll see right now this is the audio file that's being played. Okay? We want to upload your audio file, so you would go over here on the left-hand side, and you would go to audio store. Okay? You would choose the file you want to upload, which would be here, for example, and you would upload it. But the problem is it's an MP3 file right now. You need to put it into this format, 16-bit mono AKPCM WAV file. Okay? So if that file was there, you would have just uploaded it. It would have shown that it's there. Okay? You'd go back to your campaign. You'd go to detail view, go to survey mode, and in here you would just, under audio chooser, you would now choose, you would see that file that you want. Right, you would click that. Yes, okay? You'd click that and you'd be up and running. Okay? This is the settings, so 1 and 9 are which was in the original video. Those are the options that you're going to have. 9 will automatically go to a do not call and play a message saying that thanks for not, that you're not going to call them, a do not call message. And press 1 currently will just play a message saying thank you for pressing 1, and that's it. Okay, which is this right here.
Have that message already?
Yeah, it's right here. It's
okay,
the press 1, right? Thanks for pressing 1. Press 1 message. Okay, so that's how that works. Okay, later on we can set it so when they press 1, we can have it so it goes into to the agents. Okay, to a queue. Okay, so right now that's it.
So now when it says survey DTM as digits, is it supposed to say 1 and 9, like 1 9?
Yeah, 1 9 meaning it's allowing option 1 and 9. That's what it does. Okay. Okay, so we go back to detailed view of the campaign. Once I hit activate this campaign, it will start dialing and playing that message to people.
Okay.
Okay, we're not going to do that right now because
No.
we test. So down here we have the amount of the ratio, the dial level that you're going to be dialing at. Okay.
Yep.
So it goes up to 400. That's what we have it set at. When you test, always set it to like 1 or 2, and put like add a test list like with your own number. Upload like a test list with your own number that you assign down here at the bottom. You uncheck the real list and just check mark your test list and make sure it calls your cell phone and you hear the message properly. And then once that's working, then you uncheck that one and check this one. Okay.
And then I'll start calling
Yeah,
everyone.
that's right. Okay. This is very, very important right here. See, local time, survey time. I have it set from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. right now. Okay. If you go here to local time, you can set this for overriding. This is important so it doesn't run all day long. Right? The system will automatically run at 11 and stop at 5.
On Sunday.
Okay, this is default for every day. Okay?
Okay.
If you put something in here, it will override. Okay?
Through Sunday.
So like if I wanted to go like 5 to 8, I would put that in my override for example, Monday.
Yeah, so if you want it to, from 5 to 8, so you do 1700 to 20.
Yeah.
Like this.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is your
Then I
survey
just
time.
hit it to save it pretty well.
Yeah, hit submit and save it. Okay? Now remember, this will run all the time, consistently. It
So
like
I'd have to change it if I don't want it to run that
right.
specific
Or
way.
turn off the campaign. You just hit
Yeah.
campaign stop.
But they don't, in the event that they leave it on, they won't run on Sundays ever. So it's best.
Yeah, so right now so that's why we were saying on Sundays you're
Yeah.
going to put 2400 to 2400 because we're never going to run on Sundays, right?
And that's
Yeah,
a default. to
so-
not run.
So do not run, okay?
Yeah.
So that's how we're going to do that. So it will default start 11 to 5 every day, and Sundays it won't run. That's what we're doing here.
Okay.
Okay?
And now at the top here, I'm sorry if I'm beating you to the punch, but I see add holiday. So if, for example, if Monday was a holiday and we didn't want to call,
Yeah, you can put holidays in there.
add that in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. So that's how that one would work. Okay, so now we go back to your campaign, 519. I'm going to show you here. Under routing, you don't have to worry about all this. We've already configured everything, but routing extension 8374 is what activates survey mode. See? 83, it's used for broadcasting and survey campaigns. Okay?
Okay.
So that's how we have that set up. That's what that code means. Okay? So that's it. You're pretty much ready to go. Now for the caller ID, very important information needs to be put there. I'm just going to turn off the recording because I have to go into an area that I don't want people to see. Okay, so what you want to do is be able, part of the recording file that I provided you doesn't have the information I showed you on how to put the caller ID in with the prefix, but then as I'm starting the recording now, you would go into here under the detailed view and you would put the prefix associated to the caller ID and the name that you want to show, and that would go here. So 701 right now is showing Guelph Gas. Once that's complete, then you would go to the users. For example, right now I have this for Guelph Dialer. This is set up 501 and 5000. If you would go into the remote agents, these are called remote agents, and you click one of them, you'll notice that it's going to campaign 519 Guelph. You would do the same if you were running another campaign or 3 campaigns in a row. Once these are set up, you don't need to touch them again. Okay? These allow the system to dial in large volume. So right now, if I go to the report screen, you'll notice that there's 2 Guelph Dialer 1 and Dialer 2 users that are set up for those 2 dialing for the cluster. And that's ready to go. So when you choose campaign and go back to the 519, when you choose activate here, okay, it will start to dial out and play the message that's in your survey. I just need to confirm a couple things right now, and for your survey and the sound recording.
Question with the auto dial level to test, you said 1 or 2. So to run it full fledged, we probably do like 3 or 4.
Yeah. So no. So what you're going to do is for testing to make, because you always want. Right now, I set up a test list in here. That's
Well, I put my own number. Yeah.
right. So you put your number. Only set it to like 2. Just to make sure it's coming to you and you can hear the recording, which means you made the recording in the proper format. Once you can hear the recording, you turn this off you turn this one on, okay, you say submit changes, okay, and then you go over here to force reset of hopper and say yes, and that will force the reset of the hopper. So right now you can see there's zero leads to be dialed and 0 in the hopper. This takes 60 seconds to reload. Okay, it says it right here, 1 minute before dialing the next number. You can refresh the screen and then you'll see this populate with all your numbers. Okay? But for testing, you always take this off and go back to your own list for testing. Okay?
Now, is it okay if I only put one number in that list, or do I have to put more than one number?
Well, you would want to put more. Like, I just made a list here that has like 1,300 of my phone number, 1,364, because if you want it to dial a couple of times, then you just stop it. Okay?
Okay, so just pretty well calls mine.
Yeah, it will call yours, and you'll be good. So in a second, this will reload.
So when it is actually, sorry, I keep going. When it is actually calling, so my hold wealth list, then I want to change my auto dial level.
Yeah, so you're going to change your auto dial level. Now, if you go too high of an auto dial level and you start calling the same areas, you're going to get busy signals because the towers and the communication in that area, will get blocked. Exactly. So you don't want to go like 400, but 200, 150, stuff like that should be fine. And you can start to see how your response is on that.
Exactly. Now, how long at running like 150 to 200 do you think we'd go through a list of 30,000?
It depends. So right now, right now, currently down here, it rings the phone for 45 seconds before it says it's no answer.
Okay.
So if you took that in consideration, right, a lot of calls are going to ring and not be answered. It will take 45 seconds before it classifies as a no answer.
Yeah.
So that will also have a factor in that. Then you'll have your disconnected numbers, the ones that don't go through. They'll dial immediately the next number, right? And then some that people will answer. So you're going to have to just pull your analytics for the areas and kind of see how that goes over time.
Per area, yeah. Because, obviously you're going to get smaller towns. You're going to have to lower them a lot.
Right. You'll be able to see that right down here. So as there's data starts populating, you can just click the list ID. Okay, like that, and scroll down, and it will show you a list of all the numbers that were dialed for that day.
Okay.
So you'll know how many went out and how many were called and on surveys and were done and everything. Now, to view the surveys, you're going to go here to reports, and you're going to click this option here, Outbound IVR Report Export. You're going to click this option here, okay, and then you're going to choose all statuses in your campaigns. So this is a 204 campaign that we set up. Right, and then you can choose all lists that are associated to that campaign, because you can have multiple lists uploaded to that one campaign, and then all your statuses or just your survey status. Right, so you can just choose all statuses, and then you would just put submit here and choose your date range, and then it will export. And then the column AC is the column that will show you your survey, do not call, or if it was a good one. A yes.
So like whether they actually did press 1?
Yeah, it'll show if they pressed 1 or not. That'll show you right here in your export. Okay? And that gives you an Excel format that you can re-upload or do whatever you want to do with it.
Come into Excel.
Yeah, it goes right into CSV format. Okay? So that's how you view the report on that. So I'm just going to check a couple things just real quick on the caller ID and making sure that it's calling out properly. And then we'll touch base in a couple minutes, okay?
And then we should also see how we get this actual link onto my computer. Because every time I go onto it,
so I'll be able to do that with you in the next 5 minutes, okay?
Okay,
so,
no problem.
So once again, when you click campaign and you say you want to start the campaign, you just go activate campaign, go down, hit submit, okay? Whoops, hold on 1 second. Let me just make sure that's not active. Yeah, so I don't want it to call those ones, right? So I'm going to do a submit change here. Okay, so that's going to go to mine. I'm going to reset the hopper. So it's only going to have my number in there. And then...
So I only reset the hopper if it's only, if it's my test, right?
Yeah. So resetting the hopper, think of it as clearing cache. Okay? So what happens is the system has thousands and thousands of phone numbers in the database. But if you're querying the database every single time it has to make a call, then it kind of... It takes extra time, right, to make the call. Can't dial as fast. But what a hopper is it's like it takes 100 or 500 or 2,000 numbers out of those hundreds of thousands of numbers, and it puts it in a little small database, okay, that it reads from. So it's very fast access, but it queues that information. So if you change your list, whatever is in the hopper will still be there. So you need to flush your hopper. Okay, so that's why it says. That's how it is. So that's done. And now you're going to have these numbers. So once I turn it active, these will show up under here. Okay, so if I make this campaign active now, okay, these will all start to populate, and then under the reporting screen, you'll see in real time, you'll start to see this start to populate. You can change this to 4-second refresh time, and you'll start to see this is making calls outbound. You can hit the reload button, and that will start to make calls any second now. Takes, as I said, 60 seconds. Make sure the campaigns are on. Yes, it's active. Okay, good. Yeah, so that will start working there it goes. See, it's placing calls now. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, but I want to turn that off because I don't want to start getting calls. So there you go. Okay. And notice how it put them in the hopper. See?
Now, so does it matter that we don't have an actual recording up there yet? Is that
that's why I want to go check, because the recording you provided me is MP3. So that's why I don't want to make calls, so I'm not going to hear anything, because right. So we got to get the format of that file uploaded to the campaign 2004, the survey area.
Do you want me to send that to you, or do you want me to upload it myself?
You can go ahead and make one, see if you know how, okay, and then we'll see if it worked or not. Okay.
Okay. Well, I already have that other file as a WAV.
I'm sorry.
I already have the other recording as a WAV. I actually converted it myself to an MP3, so I still have the original.
Okay, but the WAV needs to be in the format that I showed you. So, for example, it needs to be, when you go to Admin Audio Store, it needs to be in that format. 8-bit mono, 8K PCM WAV audio file.
Yeah, I definitely don't know how to make it exactly that.
Okay, so we have a video on how to make that as well. So you can watch that video as well. I think that we sent that over to you. But I'll double check. So let me go get that file done for you now, okay? So at least you can start using the system.
Okay.
In the meantime, okay?
Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. So I'm going to disconnect this recording here. I'm going to send it.